Okay, let's kick things off. We're diving into something a bit unusual today.
Yeah, it's not a typical article, it's an intro script.
Exactly. For a potential new podcast called Building Wealth, A Journey to Financial Freedom.
Right.
And our mission, really, for you listening, is to unpack this intro. What signals does it send?
What's the approach here? Especially for a topic like, building wealth, which can feel big.
Definitely. And first off, it's interesting how they introduce the host, Joseck Wakwoma.
Yeah, they label him right away, author, financial literacy advocate.
It feels very deliberate, like they're saying, trust this person.
Building that credibility up front, promising real stories, smart money moves. It sets a certain expectation.
And this core promise they highlight, building wealth right from where you are with what you have.
That phrasing really jumps out.
It does, right?
It feels like it's directly talking to anyone who thinks, oh, I don't have enough to start, or this is too complicated for me.
Yeah, it suggests accessibility. Like you don't need a windfall.
Exactly. Leverage what you've got now. That's a powerful message if you're feeling, stuck.
Okay, but here's where I think it gets quite unique. This format they mentioned.
Following the two everyday heroes, Kamau and Mwangi.
Yeah. And they explicitly say we'll see them stumble, learn, and rise.
That's interesting. Using characters isn't just a gimmick, then.
Seems not. It's like a way to show the concepts in action. Budgeting, investing.
Avoiding those shady loans they mentioned.
Right, seeing it through someone else's experience, not just hearing rules.
In showing the stumbles is, pretty smart. It makes it relatable.
Because everyone messes up with money sometimes.
Totally. It makes the rise part feel more achievable, less like some perfect guru story.
So the topics they list: saving, investing, avoiding bad loans, even trust funds.
That's a practical mix. Starts foundational, then gets a bit more complex with things like trust funds.
Which can sound intimidating on its own.
But maybe seeing Kamau or Mwangi grapple with it or plan for it makes it seem less abstract, more like a real goal.
Yeah, it could be. It's framing it through a journey.
And they also talk about the tone.
Yes. Raw, relatable, and even a little funny.
That's a very conscious choice, I think. They're signaling how they want to communicate.
Moving away from that super dry, jargon-heavy financial talk.
Exactly. Raw suggests authenticity, maybe admitting it's messy. Funny is trying to disarm you, make it less scary.
It seems like a clear attempt to break the mold, using tone to make it feel more approachable for you listening.
Right. It's about accessibility again.
So if we put all these pieces together just from this intro script.
What does it suggest?
Well, it seems like this Building Wealth podcast is very aware that finance can feel overwhelming or exclusive. It's using a named host for trust, focusing on starting small, using these character stories,
including the mistakes,
and aiming for this very grounded, relatable, non-intimidating tone.
It really seems positioned for anyone who feels, like the script says, tired of being broke or just confused by investment talk, offering practical steps but wrapped in stories.
Which brings us to this final thought, something for you to chew on.
Okay.
The intro ends quite boldly. It says, this is more than a podcast, it's a movement.
A movement. That's a strong word.
It is. So what does that imply? Shifting financial freedom from just your personal goal?
To something more collective, like a shared journey.
Maybe. And how might hearing those realistic stories, including the necessary stumbles before the rise, how might that impact your own approach?
Does seeing others navigate the messy parts make it easier for you to start or stick with it? Does it change how you see your own financial path?
Could it make you feel less alone in this struggle, perhaps? Part of something bigger, like they suggest?
Interesting questions to consider. It definitely frames the whole endeavor differently than just, getting tips.